Kazini niende, nirudi na sembe robo. Nachotaka unipende, nipunguze wenge robo. Hi. Hi, my name is Grace and I'm going to talk to you about malaria. I'm originally from Kenya and I'm very much aware about the disease, malaria. It usually favors areas that are tropical and and subtropical areas. We lay on the east side of Africa, and of course, we have tropical climate over there. When I was getting to know about malaria, this is something amazing. Dating back around AD 450, malaria actually caused the fall of Rome, and then malaria usually is spread by an infected mosquito, which has the protozoa. It bites humans, of course, and usually they're very active during the sunset and sunrise. These four species of Plasmodium protozoa, this Plasmodium falciparum, vivax, ovale, and malaria. Malaria is known to be a public health problem in almost 100 countries, and approximately 2 billion people usually are affected by this disease. People wonder, especially here in the US, they've never heard about malaria. You wonder, was it eradicated? Has it been eradicated? No, it hasn't. They are still existing in a lot of third world countries that are in the tropical, subtropical areas. And most of the developed countries, of course, you would not see much of it at all. Who is at risk of malaria? People who usually live, or rather, let's start with the travelers. Tourists, a lot of tourists who don't know about malaria, and traveling to other countries that have malaria. Other ways is when there's a heavy rains in these subtropical or tropical areas, a lot of stagnant water just sits there. There's no way for it to what is it called, go. So a lot of these ponds usually house a lot of, I mean, most mosquitoes love to be in areas where there's stagnant water. And then of course swampy areas, trashy areas, crowded areas usually host a lot of mosquitoes. And of course these mosquitoes are have the infected disease. Other people who are at high risk for fatal malaria are children, because they have low immunity, pregnant moms, those people who are exposed to the bite of the mosquito, also, or rather infected with the P. falciparum, and these people usually may end up dying from malaria. Travelers who come from other countries who don't know anything about malaria are also at risk for the fatal malaria. Other people who have no knowledge or money or ways to treat themselves, if they got the disease, usually have high risk for fatal malaria. On what usually does happen to our bodies when we get malaria, body parts that are affected, or things that are affected in our body from malaria are, or rather, sorry, let me go back. We're talking about symptoms of malaria. Usually they're so common. They're like the flu: shaking, chills, to moderate, severe, high fever, profuse sweating. I am really nervous. Headaches, diarrhea, anemia. I think I already said diarrhea and anemia, so let's cut that out. And then and vomiting. Most of these symptoms are very similar to that of the flu. Okay, and then treatments for malaria include the IV quinine, there's anticulate and quinidine glucosinate, And then these, of course, these examples on my slide that favor children or are safer for children. On the next slide, we have those that are safe for pregnant moms, and usually they mention the ones that are also safe for the first trimester. When I was doing my research, moms that are beyond the first trimester usually have a high risk if they got treatment for malaria with this kind of medication. All right, let's talk about the body parts that are affected by malaria. We have the small blood vessels by constricting blood flow. We have the liver, red blood cells, brain, kidney. Obstructed blood flow from point 1 will then interrupt with the normal functions of other organs. So malaria is quite dangerous, very deadly. I think it's my opinion. It's worse than the flu. These are sites that I got this information. It's been wonderful presenting this and getting you to know about malaria. I'm gonna play some more music. All right. This is a video about malaria. All right, so maybe you can watch it at your own free time. All right, it's been wonderful presenting my homework, my projects to you. Thank you so much for watching.
Nasema nipemende, nipelembe, nachotaka yetu si yasonge.